Thank you all for attending our Capstone Showcase presentations this evening. My name is Thomas, and I'm excited to share my research with you. Outside of school, I work for the Metropolitan Transportation Commission, or MTC, which is the regional planning agency for the San Francisco Bay Area. I manage a grant program called the One Bay Area Grant, or OBAG, which funds sustainable transportation improvements. In addition to transportation, MTC also plans for related housing and land use needs. Like many regions across the country, the Bay Area is facing an affordable housing crisis. However, land use decisions that support housing are made at the local level by cities and counties. To address our regional housing goals, MTC uses OBAG funding to incentivize these jurisdictions to make land use decisions that support the Bay Area's transportation and housing needs. For my research project, I wanted to understand if these OBAG policies are effective. In other words, can regional transportation funds drive sustainable and affordable housing progress? To answer this question, I examined various housing metrics related to OBAG policies to compare grant awardee performance to the region and state as a whole. If OBAG policies are encouraging or rewarding housing progress, grant awardees should perform better than other jurisdictions in the region, and the Bay Area should perform better than the rest of California. The table on the slide shows a list of the metrics I used and a summary of these comparisons. I want to draw your attention to the last two bolded rows. These metrics are probably the most important since they measure the ultimate goal of many OBAG land use policies, which is housing production, in particular affordable housing. They also illustrate a general trend in the results, which is that OBAG awardees tended to have similar outcomes as other jurisdictions in the region, but the Bay Area as a whole performs significantly better than the state on many metrics. These results suggest two things. Number one, that OBAG grants alone do not appear to have an immediate positive impact on housing performance. But number two, that some combination of factors, which could include OBAG policies, are driving housing progress in the Bay Area over time. To help me interpret the metric results and understand the overall impact of OBAG housing policies, I also interviewed over a dozen staff members from county transportation agencies across the Bay Area. I summarized a few common themes from these interviews on the slide. Although OBAG housing policies do not have an immediate impact on awardee performance, as we just discussed, interviewees asserted that these policies have encouraged progress over time, especially when combined with other complementary state and regional incentives. Interviewees also cautioned that the combined impact of MTC requirements has reduced participation in the OBAG program over time, diminishing the reach and effectiveness of these policies, and in some cases excluding disadvantaged areas from investment. Based on these findings, my recommendation to MTC staff and commissioners is to maintain the successful core components of OBAG policies while making strategic adjustments to ensure that the program continues to contribute to a more affordable and sustainable Bay Area for all. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing your comments and questions and discussion.